What's up, Tim Sykes, millionaire mentor and trader, here with my parents.
Hi.
Hello.
Answering your questions. A lot of people say, okay, Tim, like you're in the stock market now. How did you get into it? You know, where did you learn this crazy work ethic? And for that, I bring my mom into this.
No doubt.
Explain this. Explain what's going on with my work ethic.
Okay, so from the time you were born, you've always had an obsessive personality. So
was I obsessed with a specific kind of baby food? Let's go to the root. Was I like, I want those peaches now?
Actually, I ate a lot of peaches when I was pregnant.
Because I love peaches.
Right,
Because they're fucking delicious.
Right.
That's another mystery solved.
So anyway, first of all, I didn't even realize giving birth to you. I gave birth to you 9:26 in the morning.
Just before the market opened.
Right, 4 minutes before the market
I was
opened.
ready.
You were ready, and you were
I was
born,
like the first E-Trade baby.
That's right, and you were born on tax day.
It was inevitable.
Okay, so
It was written.
Right. I mean, April 15th. That's amazing when I look back now. But so you always developed whatever you developed. I would kind of try to enhance on it. So you were a great artist. I don't know if anyone knows that, but there you were.
I sucked at art. You're biased. Next.
No, you didn't. You had your own art show. You were 5 years old. You were the only artist.
Your world is corrupt. I didn't deserve that show. Let's be honest.
No, there were lots of students, but you were very talented with art. Then, all of a sudden, I introduced you to tennis because I used to play tennis. You used to watch and you would cry. You wanted to get on the courts.
Yeah.
So you started playing tennis. In fact, you had your first injury when you were 5.
Nice.
And I took you...
It's a sign of things to come.
Right. So...
How did I injure myself at 5?
You fell down on the courts. And you didn't say anything, and then afterwards, I said, Timmy, what's wrong? You were crying. You said, Mama, my finger hurts. I said, what's wrong with your finger? Well, when I fell down. So I took you to the doctor, and you had your first cast when you were 5 years
Fantastic.
old. So then you left art, and you got into tennis.
Yeah.
And you excelled at tennis like crazy. And you played USTA. I mean, you were an excellent tennis player. But then you got...
This isn't a list of achievements. We're trying to talk about work ethic.
Well, this started with your work ethic. First with art.
Yeah.
And then with tennis.
Yeah.
You were very disciplined in both.
Yeah.
Then when you got injured in tennis, you had an operation on both arms. You had the Tommy John surgery. You couldn't really play tennis anymore. In fact, when you were playing tennis for the team, you were #1 for your high school. They were kind of mocking you because you were playing underhanded to help with, because they thought you'd win the state and you were in a lot of pain. And my heart just broke for you.
Yeah.
And then, so you started trading stocks. You started a little bit before, so you went from art to tennis to stocks. And that's what started.
But your obsession with stocks dwarfed everything else.
Nice. Why was I so obsessed?
You were older.
I don't know.
How
could you tell I was obsessed? Give me an example of my obsession.
I'll give you an example. People wanted to go out with you and you would just stay in your room and trade all the time. You had all these charts all over the wall growing up. You were just like, you didn't want to have anything to do with people.
You had no life.
Yeah.
You just stopped
everything.
Yeah. It was, and you were, and do you remember the index cards?
I still have.
That was your original watch.
Yeah, of course. That was index cards.
That was your original database. You had just tons of index cards
and remember when you were in the library when they had computers and they were talking about some kind of bomb scare and that everyone was leaving. You're still in the library going from one computer to another.
All right, there's a good example of work ethic.
And correct me if I'm wrong. I think when you started trading, you didn't even know you could short.
No, I didn't.
I remember, I was like, what? I mean,
I didn't short sell for the first year.
Yeah, I don't think you knew for
2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was fortunate not to know. I would have gone bankrupt. As many short sellers do. So what you're basically saying is I adapted from one thing to another. I tried new strategies, and I worked my butt off until I found success.
And I think you're done. I mean, I don't think you're going to go in. Well, no.
I think I'm done. There's nothing else.
No, that's not true.
I'm out. I've done all that I can do. There's no point in living anymore. I think I'm done. I'm done. Never gonna learn anything new. Never gonna do anything
No,
more.
but now, I mean,
Nothing more to get obsessed with.
You stop. You've gotten into charity. I mean, that, you just love your charity work.
And you brought that same obsessive personality
Yeah.
to
Into
charity.
the charity.
To
And
charity.
I think it's wonderful.
So, long story short, be obsessed. Get excited about whatever, makes you passionate. If you get injured in like a sport or something, use it as a sign. Like when one door closes, another one opens. Same thing with the stock market. Sometimes the strategy is working for a few days, weeks, months, and then you have to change up. Tim Bertani, my top student, has gone from 1,500 now to, he's up to 7.4 million now.
Are you kidding?
It's crazy, right? So he's at 7.4 million, but it wasn't just on one strategy. He's adapted to different markets, different strategies. He was big into the OTC market. Now he's adapted to NASDAQ plays. So your job is never done, as some might suggest, incorrectly. But you're always adapting, you're always learning, and just focus on what you love and go with it and see what you can do.
I think you brought up a really good point.
Tell me.
I'm thinking.
Yeah.
I think too many students worry about knowing everything. When you find something that works, you perfect it, and when it stops working, like using Tim Bertani, you look for something else. But you don't worry about it not. And I think that's how you actually develop your strategy.
Yeah, for sure. 100%.
You chose one strategy.
Yeah.
You beat it to death.
Yeah.
When it stopped working, you found another. But you didn't spend, correct me if I'm wrong, you didn't spend a lot of time when one strategy was working looking for others.
Correct, because you're so busy. When something is really working, you need to really focus on that. I know some of you guys are like, okay, something's working, but let me put like half my time into this, but then half into like looking for something else. When something's working, you milk it as much as you can. Year 2000, I made $720,000 the first 4 months of the year. Last 8 months of the year, I lost $10,000 when the stock market crashed. There were no more penny stock breakouts. That forced me to learn short selling. And then I made millions short selling 2001, 2002, 2003. So you have to adapt. Watching videos like this helps you understand that whatever strategy you have, whether it works for 3 months, 3 years, 30 years, always understand that something new will likely pop up, whether you want it to or not. Some of you guys message me and you're like, I want this strategy, nothing else. Well, then, you'll be like a dinosaur. Dinosaurs existed and then they didn't adapt and then they perished. So don't be a dinosaur, always adapt, otherwise you will perish, and look for new stuff. If something like piques your interest, and it doesn't have to just be the stock market, maybe you're in the stock market now, but then you're backwards and you get into art, and then you're like, well, I really like art. That's fine. It's whatever motivates you, because in order to be truly successful, you're gonna have to be obsessive. You're gonna have to put in so much time and effort, so you better fucking love it.
I do remember always telling you, and I still feel this way, and I tell you this too. Things happen for a reason, and I sincerely believe that. And you don't always know at the time that it may be something really bad, but eventually there's going to be a reason why that happened. I believe in that.
You call my injury the $1 million injury.
Absolutely.
What were you gonna say? I cut you off. Wow.
Yeah, well, but I do believe, as I'm sitting here listening and thinking, that people don't understand that by focusing on what works, when that strategy no longer works, you'll be amazed how adaptive you become because you have success in one area. And it does transfer, even though it might not be the same strategy. Everything that you put, all the effort you put into learning that first strategy that works, will transfer to the next one when it comes up. And I think people worry too much about when this going to stop working.
But you have to find something first to be successful.
If
you don't know success,
it's the first It's that first bingo. It's that initial success that can drive you to other successes.
And this is why it's so important to get success. Otherwise, you're just in space like looking for success everywhere. Most people never find it. But if you find success in one area, you can kind of formulate it and be like, what did I do that worked so well here? Let me try to take those lessons into the next strategy, into the next hobby. And it's, nothing's exact, but the same kind of lessons apply. Just with like charity, we've been doing charity for a while.
And we're getting better.
Now after a year, we had a rhino video the other, like a week and a half ago that now has 12+ million views. And finally, social media is caring about charity, whereas they never did before. And the lessons that I've learned in tennis, in art, and the stock market and social media, transferred into creating this Rhino video, especially because we have Sam Calder, who's a genius. Partner with other people who have had success in the past. They know their craft too. So it helps to have mentors. It helps to work as a team rather than just you. Thank you for all your insight. Thank you for bringing me up. Thank you for sharing this.
Thank you for coming into the world.
My pleasure.
Changing our lives.
I'm glad I could come into this world for you and for you. Study up. Leave comments below. Let us know if you have any other questions. Hey, Tim Sykes, Millionaire Mentor and Trader. Thank you for watching my videos. I hope that they help you. I want to share everything that I've learned over the years. You can check out more videos right over there. And also click subscribe so that you can watch all of these videos, get that knowledge, and become my next millionaire student.